Welcome back! It's that time of year again, and I'm happy to say that I'll be your chemistry teacher this year. I have an innovative approach to teaching science, and my goal is to make science interesting enough to the point where my students view the world around them with more curiosity. A little bit about me. So who is Miss Wetklow anyway? Well, if you looked at your schedule over the summer and it said Miss Intero, no need to freak out. I'm the same person. But I got married over the summer. I was blessed to have a beautiful beach wedding in the Florida Keys. I have been teaching here at PCTI for 4 years as a biology teacher, and obviously this year I'm also teaching chemistry. I graduated TCNJ last May and earned my master's in education. I must say, I do try to be a healthy eater, but pizza and bagels are a weakness of mine. I am a caring and friendly person that demands only the best for my students. I truly believe that the only way to achieve your goals is to be independent, to work hard, and to take responsibility for your actions, and to also be kind to others. This is the climate that I create for my classroom, and I expect nothing less. Now that you know a little bit about me, I'd like to know a little bit about you. If you haven't completed this in class already, please go to the link found on Canvas where I have posted the PowerPoint version of this video. There you can click on the link that you see right here, and you can answer the questions in a Google form. This just helps me get to know you a little bit better. I do have a lot of students this year, but I really try my best to get to know each and every one of my students by the end of the first month. I have a strict daily routine that we will adhere to every day. You will get used to this very quickly. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to find your seat, you're going to open your Chromebook, and then you're going to work on the Do Now, which is always found on Canvas. The way that I set up Canvas is I have an itinerary set for every single day. It will be dated, and there will be a page that will have links of homework, or Do Now assignments, or everything that you need to know for that day. Do not change seats unless told to do so. There will be times, a lot of times, especially in chemistry, when we're going to be doing a lot of lab activities. I'd like the groups to be switched around. I don't want you to always have to work with the same person, but there will be a seating assignment, and that seating assignment will only change when I say so. If you choose to sit in a different seat, I will ask you to move back, again, unless we're working in pairs or doing some other type of group work. I only have one bathroom pass, therefore only one person leaves at a time. And also, please come prepared to class. If you're not coming without your Chromebook and you don't have headphones, which we're going to be using a lot in this class, and especially a calculator, you're going to have a hard time understanding the concepts that we're learning for that day. I don't let any student leave 10 minutes at the beginning of class or 10 minutes at the end of class. My reasoning behind this is because the beginning of class is extremely important. I'm taking attendance. You guys are going to be working on your Do Nows. We're getting class started, and it's not the time to be missing. Also, at the end of class, that's when homework is going to be announced, or maybe even updated depending on what happens during class, and a lot of important things are going to be wrapped up. It's really important not to leave at that time, so please don't ask me because my answer will always be no, unless of course you have a pass signed by a teacher or an administrator. Absolutely no cell phones are allowed to be used in class, again, unless I say so. There may be instances where you don't have a calculator and you need to use your phone as a calculator instead. That's completely okay. I don't think that the calculator on your phone will have the capabilities that it needs in order to do some of the math problems that we're going to be doing in this course. You will need to have a more updated and complex calculator. Also, there may be times during a lab where I'm going to need you to take a picture with your cell phone and upload it to the lab document. Again, these are extenuating circumstances, but I don't want to see you texting your friends while we're doing a lesson because, of course, you're going to be missing important information. If you're absent, it is your responsibility to check Canvas. Canvas will be updated every single day. There'll be a do now and an itinerary labeled for that specific date. So if you're absent, you'll have the objective, you'll have the do now, and you'll have any homework assignment that you missed for that particular day. You have as many days as you are absent in order to get the work back to me. If by that time I don't get any work back from you, whether it be through email or it be in person, I will automatically put a 0 in the gradebook without notifying you. I'm notifying you now, and now you know that you only have as many days as you're absent to get the work back to me. I will not chase you down. Here's a sample of the do now itineraries that I was talking about. So these are going to be the daily routine. This is when you sit down, you find your seat, you go to, open up your Chromebook, go to Canvas. At the top it'll be labeled by the date. You click on that and it's going to give you something that's similar to this. Of course it's going to be in the Canvas interface, but for now this is the best sample that I can give to you. So you're always going to have the objective, whether you're in class or you're absent. The objective is really good to just take a look at. It gives you an idea of what we're going to be doing for that day. And again, if you're absent, it gives you an idea of what you missed. The do now can consist of many different things. It can be as simple as a directive, like me telling you guys to go up to the front table and grab a piece of paper that you may need for that particular day. Or it could be the continuation of work from the previous day, something like a post lab, or an activity where I just, simply tell you to get back into your groups from the day before. But most of the time the do now is going to be an assignment that's on Canvas, going to be created through Canvas and submitted through Canvas. And most of the time they're just going to be a simple question that refreshes maybe information from a lecture video from the night before, or a new topic that we're going to be learning that particular day. And as stated before, the homework will always be updated for that day. So whether you're absent or you're in class and you forgot what the homework was, you will always have access to this document, and you can always take a look back and see what you have for homework. If there's a link and the homework is online, I will always put the link available under there. But if it's also a hard copy and you're absent, I'll do my best to link as many possible hard copies. I can put stuff on Google Docs. I could put stuff on I guess Google Slides, whatever it depends the assignment is. But I can make a hard copy electronic, and then that way you don't even have to print it out. You could just email it back to me or whatever is easiest for you. So the grading has changed a little bit this year. I know last year we did marking periods. We've been doing marking periods for a long time now. This year's a little different, and PCTI has decided to change to trimesters. What a trimester is only 3 terms instead of 4. So we have a fall term, a winter term, and a spring term. The weights are also different as well. As you can see here, 25% of your overall grade will go towards the fall term, 30% of your grade will go towards the winter term, and 35% of your grade will go towards the spring term. And if you look here, 10% of your overall grade is going to be attributed to your final exam, which hasn't changed from past years, but the trimesters and the weighting has. I really think this is a good way of being able to allow students to really succeed. If you just happen to maybe not catch on in the beginning of the year and you find yourself in a situation where your grade is not as high as you think it should be, you do have 2 more chances in trimesters of a higher weight, which allows you, it obviously counts for more, and it could allow you to, raise your grade much easier than it would be if all 3 of these were even. If we look up here at the top, throughout the past years, English and history and science and everything else, it was all the same across the board, and again this year that has changed as well. So this weighting scale is just particular to this science course and any science course. So tests are going to be worth 40% this year, which I think they always were. Labs and any type of lab report, that's going to be worth 30%. Presentations and projects are worth 15. Quizzes are worth 10. And homework and classwork are worth 5%. So there's no more participation as there was in the past, and the weights have shifted around a little bit. Again, this is not for all of your classes, this is just for science. Your other teachers are going to have to tell you what the weighting scale is for each of those courses. As stated before, it's extremely important that when you're absent that you check Canvas for anything that we've missed, but it's really hard for me to upload an entire lab on Canvas, especially if we're doing a lab in the lab room where we're collecting data and using chemicals. So if it is a case like that where you are absent on the day of a lab, it's important that you come the next day or whatever day you decide to come back, and please let me know so I can have you go in with a different group. They can give you data and explain to you what happened. Of course, I can always give you videos that can supplement, the actions of what we did during the lab, but you are going to have to come in and you're going to have to make up the lab either with the other group if we're not done yet, or if we are done, you're going to have to come and make it up yourself. Here are the topics that we'll be going over this year in chemistry. Unit 1 contains structure and properties of matter. Unit 2, conservation of matter. Unit 3, reaction rates and chemical equilibrium. Unit 4, nuclear chemistry. And Unit 5, which is applications of chemistry. This will actually be integrated through Units 1 through 4. Again, just a couple things to remember. Please arrive on time. All your lates will be recorded in PowerSchool. The more lates that you accumulate, obviously they're going to be recorded, and then they're going to start to turn into cuts, and you don't want that, and you don't want to get written up and go to detention. So just avoid it, as much as you possibly can, and just arrive on time. Again, please come prepared. Make sure you have a pen or a pencil. I'm going to be honest, once we start doing math problems, you might want to lean more towards pencils. You may be making mistakes. You don't want to waste a lot of paper and have to rewrite the entire problem. It could get a little tedious. Just bring some extra paper, just because we're going to be working on a lot of math problems and you're going to want a lot of scratch paper. I'll always have paper available, but just in case, you want lined paper or some special paper, just always nice to have with you, especially when it comes to doing homework. Headphones you must have. That's because this class is going to be treated as a flipped classroom. I'll explain a little bit more about that in just a little bit. And of course your Chromebook. Any worksheets that you need to get from the front of the room, again, I'll let you know that if that's the case for that particular day. I will write that in the Do Now on Canvas. But the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to take a seat. You're going to open up your Chromebook, you're going to open Canvas, you're going to do the Do Now for that day, and also take a look at the homework and, just kind of get settled while I'm taking attendance in the beginning of class. Please be responsible for any homework assignments. Of course, like I stated before, your homework assignments will always be posted on Canvas. There's no need to forget, because all you have to do is check Canvas. It's always going to be there and it's always going to be updated. If you're submitting something through Canvas, whether that be a test, quiz, lab, homework, whatever, there's really no need to put your name on it because your account is linked with your name. But if there is anything hard copy, like a lab, I say most of our tests and quizzes are going to be on Canvas, but any type of lab or worksheet that we're handing in, please make sure that your name is on it, because if it's not, that assignment is going to be worth half credit. Most of the material in this course is not going to come from a textbook, but it's always nice to have it there as an added resource. So what I've done in Canvas is I've linked the textbook as a PDF file. You always have access to it at any time. And if you ever need help trying to find, trying to link the chapter that we're on versus the subject that I'm teaching you, you could always ask me, and you could also, there's a search bar at the top of the PDF. You could also find it that way as well. I use a program called Remind, which is a free app that you can get on your phone. You also don't need to download the app in order to have this. It's really your choice, and I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with Remind at this point, because I know a lot of other teachers in the school use it. Here's how you can sign up for my class. The way that you sign up is the way that you're going to get the messages. So if you'd rather get them as a text message, all you have to do is text the number 81010 and then write this code right here with the @ symbol, B83AAK. That's going to be the code for my course. And again, this is if you want to receive them as a text message. If you don't have a phone or you would rather email, versus texting, then there's the email option where you send a blank email. You don't even have to put anything in the subject. This is the email that you send it to, and it will automatically connect you to my course. Again, if you're signing up through email, you're going to get the notifications through email. So whichever form that you look at more often, whether it's texting or emailing, I'm sure for most of you it's going to be texting. That's the way that I suggest that you sign up. It's extremely important for me to stay in contact with you guys. There could be, especially ninth period, there's always some type of lockdown, or the announcements get in the way, or we have fire drills, this and that, or half days, ninth period gets cut off. So on days like that, it's really important that I'm able to get in contact with you to update you on homework assignments or what's due when. I also use Remind as a reminder, of course, for upcoming tests. And like I said, and then if our room changes, for some reason, I would let you know that as well. And days that we're in the lab, I always text to remind you that as well, because it's important to not be late for lab. The last way that you can connect to my Remind class is to just simply click on the link here. Now, I know this is a video and you can't physically click on the link right now that you see it, but I have uploaded this video in PowerPoint version. So if you go into Canvas and go into the PowerPoint, find this slide, and you can click right here and just be automatically joined into the Remind class. As stated before, Canvas will be used daily. It's going to be the first thing that you log into when you come into class. But I haven't really talked about EdPuzzle yet, and I'm sure, again, a lot of you are familiar with EdPuzzle. I know a lot of teachers use EdPuzzle. I use them to, oh, this is weird. I use them for lecture videos, and those lecture videos are going to be your homework assignments, and that's going to be the way that I give you information in this course. I'm not going to be standing up in front of the classroom and lecturing to you for 40 minutes about chemistry, because I've learned that it just doesn't work, okay? It gets boring, and we doze off, and we look at our Chromebooks. It's a much more effective way of learning. So in order to sign up for my EdPuzzle class, and I only have one chemistry course. You guys are the lucky ones to have me this year. So there's only one code, and all you have to do, again, same as the Remind, find the Canvas link that I put up for the PowerPoint of this video, and find the slide and click on it, and you are joined into the EdPuzzle class. For those of you that had me last year for biology, you're going to be obviously familiar with the flipped classroom method, but for those of you that have never been introduced to a topic like this, or to a class that's been constructed in this way, very simply, the flipped classroom is just the opposite of the way a traditional classroom is structured. So instead of me standing in front of the classroom and lecturing to you about chemistry for 40 minutes, which I know that sounds so exciting, it's really not, and of course it's not exciting at all. The videos help break it up in a more manageable way. Chemistry is a really difficult subject, especially for those of you that really aren't too math savvy. I will try my absolute best to break down the information in the most simplest form that I can, while giving you, the maximum amount of, learning capacity. But the way that this works is through EdPuzzle, you'll be given a video, and the videos are very short. Now, in the past, I have made the videos just like I am right now, but this chemistry course is a little special in terms of we, as PCTI, there are a couple chemistry courses this year, you being one of them. I think there are 5 in total, that are joining up with a state program called NJCTL. And NJCTL is a chemistry and physics program that the state owns, and they have created videos. So I'm going to be using the videos that the program has made, and the videos are really good. I mean, I took the course myself through the exact same videos that you guys are going to be using, so I'm very familiar with them, and I learned the material, so you guys will definitely be able to learn it as well. If at any time you have any questions, I do highly suggest taking notes while watching these videos. I'm going to be taking it one step farther and using EdPuzzle with these videos and implementing checkpoint questions just to make sure that you're on the right, on the right path and you're understanding the material as you go along. Again, I highly recommend taking notes. It's a lot of information. You don't have to physically write the notes if you don't want to. You could always type the notes, whatever is more convenient for you. But I do highly suggest writing down questions that you may have that you want to ask me the next day. I always make the first 10 minutes of class available for any questions or, going over any information. It's really important, especially in chemistry, to repeat and to ask and to just do it over and over and over again until it becomes muscle memory. But again, the EdPuzzles are there. You can rewatch them at any time. I'll never take them down. They really are a great method of learning, and I know that sometimes the videos can be a little monotonous, but they are broken up into smaller pieces, and I would never give you anything more than 10 minutes a night. If that were the case, I would make the assignment worth, not worth more, obviously worth more because there's more points, but I would give you multiple days to complete the assignment depending on how long they are and how hard the material is. That takes into account as well. If you're interested to learn more about the flipped classroom, I do have a link down here that you could click. Again, you'd have to go into the PowerPoint version of this. It's just a little video showing you how lecture videos, are used, what's the best method of using them, and, making it the most effective. So the things that you're going to need for this course, you're obviously going to need your Chromebook. The headphones are definitely going to be used all the time. Again, the lecture videos that I just discussed before, if we finish what we are doing in class early, you always have the opportunity of starting the lecture videos in class so you don't have to do so much for homework. But it could be a little rowdy and loud if everyone's, watching the same video and there's a million different speakers going off at different times. It's just going to get too hectic and too chaotic. So headphones are a must, and you cannot watch the video without headphones. So please make sure, maybe even just get a spare. I know that, they're not that expensive now. And you can get any kind of headphones. They could be the ones that cover your ears, like those huge ones, like Beats or whatever. And you could also get the earbuds. Like I said, just make sure you have something with you at all times. A calculator should be given to you through your math class. If not, please come to me because it is going to be a necessary thing that you need, and I'll make sure that someone within the school gives you the school-issued calculators. A paper copy of the periodic table, I will give you that, but once I give you that, you can't lose it. I'm going to be giving you a specific one that I particularly like. It has a lot more information on it, and nothing extraneous, but it's color coded and it's really good. So please don't lose it. It is going to be able to be accessed on Google, but there are going to be times where you're going to want to write on it and write little notes to yourself because I am going to let you use it on tests and quizzes. Binder and folder. I'm not requiring either, to be honest. But there are going to be a lot of labs and reference sheets, things like periodic tables and, other tables that I am going to give you guys. It would be helpful to have a binder. just because there's going to be a lot of it's going to accumulate throughout the year. If you would rather a folder and you think it'll handle the amount of paperwork I'm going to give, then that's more than okay. And again, a pen or a pencil, I recommend a pencil just because of the math that's involved in this course. You must have all of these items no later than Monday, September 11th, or it will result in multiple zeros for homework assignments. Now again, I know that the calculator, if your math class doesn't give you the calculator by then, I can understand that. But make sure the day on Monday you have the periodic table that I've given you. You have either a binder or a folder. You have a pen or a pencil, and you need to have the headphones and you need to have the Chromebook, unless of course there's some technology issue, but I would need a pass from technology to ensure that that really is the issue that's going on. So your homework for tonight, and again this is posted on Canvas like I said before under today's date. The first thing you have to do is complete the student information sheet, which is a Google form, and that was the link in the beginning of the PowerPoint. You have to sign up for Remind, sign up for EdPuzzle, and bring all the required supplies by September 11th. And of course, in addition to this, is to completing this assignment that you're obviously doing right now. Working together, we can make this a successful and enjoyable school year. I look forward to being your chemistry teacher this year.